Hi, good morning to one and all. In previous session, we discussed about introduction to forging process and classification of forging process. Okay. Now, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss about uh, impression die type and closed die type forging process and defects in forging and advantages, limitations, and applications of forging process. Okay. Now, going to introduction about impression die forging or precision forging process. Okay, it is the name implies that is two or more dies containing impressions of the part shape are brought together. Okay, the workpiece undergoes plastic deformation until its enlarged size touch the die side walls. Like that, the shape, whatever shape in the die, the same shape it will be applied on the workpiece due to the plastic deformation. Next, during the process, some flashes form as some of the molten metal from the workpiece flow outside the die impression. As in case of here, the impression die is in the form of two split pieces. Okay, in the gap between the two dies, some amount of material will come outside of the die is known as flash. Next, as the flash cools, it imparts deformation resistance to the workpiece, strengthening the final product. Okay, after completing the process, we have to remove the flash from the workpiece. Next, this builds pressure inside the bulk of the workpiece, aiding material flow into unfilled impressions. Okay. Next, the finished part closely resembles the die impression. Like that, we have to arrange and fix the die. The amount of material is flow at every point in the die. Next, because metal flow is restricted by the die contours, which process can yield more complex shape and closer tolerance than open die forging process. Most engineering metals and alloys can be forged via conventional impression die process, among them carbon and alloy steels, tool steels, stainless, aluminum and copper alloys, and certain titanium alloys. These are all the materials can be done by using the impression die forging process or precision process. Observe, it is the diagrammatic representation of impression die forging. Here in the first diagram, before the force applied, we have to place the workpiece in between the two dies. Here, observe, it is the shape impression of the die. Whatever the shape requirement, we have to prepare on the die. After that, we have to apply the force. What happened? The shape of the cross section of the workpiece will going to change as how the shape is in the die. After applying force, what happened? The completely filled in whatever shape we done the shape in the die. After the completion of shape, the excess materials will flow in between the two dies is known as flash. Observe, it is the flash. Okay, here the cross section and size of the workpiece change according to the shape of the die is known as impression die forging process. Next, here coming to applications of impression die forging process. Here part geometry range from some of the easiest to forge simple spherical shapes, block like rectangular solids and disc like configurations, to most intricate components with thin and long section that incorporate thin webs, relatively high vertical projections like ribs and bosses. All these parts can be made by using this process. Next, although many parts are generally symmetrical, other incorporate sort of designs, elements like flanges, protrusions, holes, cavities, pockets, etc. Okay, that combine to make the forging very non-symmetrical. Okay, like that parts also we can made by using this process. In addition, parts can be bent or curved in one of the several planes, whether they are basically longitudinal, equidimensional or flat. All these different shapes can be made by using this process. These are the different applications of the impression die forging process. Next, coming to classification of impression die forging process, that is draw forging, press forging, machine forging. These are the different three types of impression die forging process. Coming to draw forging process, in this it gets It named from the fact the upper half of the die is dropped onto the lower half. Okay, we have to place a material on the lower half of the die. After that, we have to release the upper half of the die from certain height. Okay, due to this application of force, what happened? Whatever shape in the die, the same shape will be applied on the workpiece. Next, draft forging are made by squeezing the metal at forging heat into shape impressions cut in heavy steel blocks called dies. Okay, based on the shape of the die, the object will turn into the same as shape in a die. It will be converted. Okay, the job is divided equally in upper and half of the die of the block. Like that, we have to prepare the dies. Next, when upper die block falls on the lower die, block metal is squeezed in the die cavity. Due to impact force, the die block falls from a height, certain height, that is 3 to 5 mm. Okay, sorry, 3 to 5 meters. Next, the bottom die block is held by set screws onto the base and the top is raised by certain mechanism after the free fall of the die. A workpiece may be forged by a series of punch and die operations by several cavities in the same die to gradually change its shape. Next, the process involves several steps. Coming to the first two steps are called fulling and edging. Okay, like that we have to do the fulling and edging process. After that, here what happened in this fulling and edging process, the cross sectional area of the metal is reduced in some areas or gathered in other areas. Okay, like that the first two steps we have to carry it by converting the cross sectional area into required shape. Next, this also starts the fibrous grain flow. Okay, next, coming to thrust step is referred as blocking. Okay, the shape of the pot is not pronounced, hence it may take several drops in the blocking cavity of the die. For that case, we have to block the work pot by using the die. Okay, next, coming to step 3, that is the flash begins to appear after filling of die by using the work material. After that, the flash will formation. This is as thin as fin of metal that is squeezed between the dies, that is the very smaller thickness, that is 0.04 mm. Next, the fourth step is called finishing. After the completion of process, the final shape of the pot is completed. We have to finish the workpiece from the flash or any other defects. Okay, next, the last step is called trimming. Holes are cleared and the flash is removed from the forging process. Next, the draft forging requires machining to obtain dimensional tolerance and good surface finish. Okay, next, coming to second classification of impression die forging is press forging. In this, it is a process similar to kneading, where a slow continuous pressure is applied whatever area to be forged. Okay, next, the pressure till extend deep into material and can be completed either cold or hot process. We can use this type of forging. We can done this forging in both ways, that is based on temperature, that is hot working and cold working, that is okay. Next, a cold press forging is used a thin annealed material, and hot press forging is done on a large, such as armor plating, locomotives and heavy machinery can done by using the hot forging process. In this type of weld, only one blow is given as compared with number of blows in draft forging. Okay, because here more amount of force is applied in cold forging as compared to the hot forging. As in case of draft forging, we have to apply number of blows to change the cross section of the workpiece. Next, in press forging, number of stages are used and only in last stage die cavity is used to get finished forging. Dies may have less draft and forging comes nearer to the desired shapes. Here, the press forging are shaped at each impression with a single smooth stroke and they stick to the die impression more rigidly. Unless some provision is made, the escape of air and excessive dye lubricant may be difficult for in case of press forging process. Next, thus press forging dies requires a mechanical means for ejecting the forging object. After completion of project, we have to remove the object from the dies. For that case, we have to use extra equipment by using the mechanical process. Next, press forging are generally more accurate dimensionally drop than drop forging. Okay, the cost of the process is 3 to 4 times than in drop forging. But with press forging, unskilled labor can be used and production rate is higher than the drop forging process. The working conditions with the press are better as there in noise and vibrations. Coming to machine forging, it is the third classification of forging process. That is, the chief difference between hand forging and machine forging is that the latter technique various types of machine powered hammer or presses are used instead of hand sledges. Okay, the power hammer can be mechanical or pneumatic type. Okay, by using the mechanical or pneumatic energy, we are blowing the hammer on the workpiece. Okay, the stroke of the hammer varies from 350 mm to 1000 mm and corresponding speed ranges from 200 to 800 blows per minute. It is a very high speed number of blows can blows per minute is very high, that is in the range of 200 to 800. Due to this, in industrial cases where use this type of forging process for higher production rates. Next, these machines enable the operators to strike heavy blows with great rapidity and thus to produce forgings of large size and high quality as swiftly as required by modern production line methods. Okay. Another advantage of machine forging is the heavier the blow struck during the forging process, the greater the improvement in quality or of metallic structure. Next, by using this machine forging, the fine grain size in the forging can be obtained, which is particularly desirable for maximum impact resistance is obtained by working the entire piece. Okay, with large hand forced metal, only the surface is deformed, where the machine hammer or press will be deformed throughout the entire workpiece can be deformed at a single time. Next, machine forging operations are frequently accomplished by use of series of dies mounted on the same press, okay, or hammer. The dies are arranged in a sequence so as to form the finished forging in series of steps. We have to complete the workpiece one process in this machine. We have to continue the same workpiece into next machine. Okay, like that arranged in a series of mechanical presses. Next, after the piece has been partially formed by one stroke, it is moved to next die for further shaping of the next stroke. Okay, coming to closed die forging process. In closed die forging process, there is no flash is formed and the workpiece is completely surrounded by the dies. Okay, but as in case of open die forging, here there is no shape of the die, but the cross section and shape of the size only change in open die forging. But in case of closed die forging, there is no flash is formed and the workpiece is completely surrounded by the dies. Okay, next, in this process, a billet with carefully controlled volume, whatever amount of required to prepare the dies, same amount of volume of the billet we have to place in between the two dies. This can be carried out in both hot and cold working process, and we are using a punch in order to fill the die cavity without any loss of material. Okay, next, Here, therefore, proper control of the volume of material is essential to obtain a forging of desired dimensions. Undersized blanks in closed die forging prevent the complete filling of the die, while oversized blanks may cause premature of die failure or jamming the dies. It is the one of the limitation of closed die forging. We have to use a control volume. Okay, whatever amount of volume required, the same amount of volume we have to place in between the dies. Next, classification of presses. Here, press used for closed die forging is two types, that is hydraulic and mechanical type. Coming to hydraulic press, here a hydraulic press for closed die forging has the limitation, the same principle as the rate of press for smooth or flat die forging, except the construction of the dies. Okay, all this remaining are same. In smooth forging, the press dies have flat surface, while in closed die forging has the press dies have shaped impression cut on dies. Okay. Moreover, they form an integral part of the frame to maintain accurate alignment of the dies. Mechanical forging presses of the crank type have found wide application in forging practice. The operative units of the press are powered from the motor mount on the press frame in some cases. Next, coming to hydraulic press, they are used for production of rivets, screws, nuts, where a high operating speed is desired. We are using hydraulic press type. In capacity, they range from 50,000 to 8,000 kgs. Okay, 8,000 kgs, and speeds from 35 to 90 strokes per minute. Most engineering metals and alloys can be forged with closed die forging process. Among them are carbon and alloy steels, aluminum alloys, and copper alloys can be made by using this hydraulic press process. Next, coming to applications. Here, precision forgings, hollow forgings, fittings, elbows, tees, etc. All these can be done by using this forging process. Next, coming to defects in forging process. The common defects are dirt, slag, blowholes. These are defects resulting from the melting process of the metal. Next, seams, piping, cracks, scales or bad surface and segregation. Okay, these are ingot defects. Next, decarburization. These defects result from improper heating of the forging. Okay, due to this, what happened? Decarburization takes place. Okay. Next, flakes. These defects result from improper cooling of the forge. Next, fins and racks. These are small projections of the loose metal driven into the forging surface. Next, mismatch. This occurs due to improper alignment between the top and bottom forging dies. Due to this, what happened? Mismatch of the materials will occur. Next, pitting. These are hollow surface depressions caused by scales which is not removed from dies. Okay. Next, cold shut or lapse. These are short cracks which usually occur at corners and at right angles to the surface. These are caused when metal surface folds against itself during forging process. Next, dents. These arise due to careless of work. Next, unfilled section. Okay, it occurs when metal does not completely fill the die cavity. Okay, all are these are the different defects in forging process. Coming to remedies. Here, shallow cracks or cavities can be removed by chipping out of the cold forging with pneumatic chisel or with hot sets during the forging process. Next, surface cracks and decarbonized areas are removed from important forgings by grinding on special machines, and care should also be taken to see that the workpiece is not underheated, decarbonized, overheat and burnt. Okay, by using this methods we can reduce the surface cracks and decarbonization. Okay. Next, die design should be properly made, taking into the consideration all relevant and important aspects that may impair forging defects and ultimate spoilage. Okay. Next, the potting line of a forging should lie in one plane to avoid mismatching of the workpiece. Next, distorted forgings are straightened in presses if possible. Okay, these are the different remedies to overcome the defects in forging process. Next, coming to advantages of forging. Okay, directional strength. Okay, it is one of the advantages, like forging produces predictable and uniform grain sizes and flow characteristics. Okay, by using these qualities translate into superior metallurgical and mechanical qualities and deliver increased directional strength in the final part. Okay, it is the one of the advantage here, because we are applying a number of blows on the workpiece. Due to this, what happens, any defects in the forging material, it can overcome. Okay. Next, structural strength. Forging also provides a degree of structural integrity that is unmatched by other metal working processes. Due to this, what happens, it eliminates internal voids, gas pockets that can weaken metal parts, and predictable structural integrity reduces spot inspection. Okay, all this we have overcome by using this process. Due to this, what happens, the structural strength of the material will be increased. Next, variety of sizes. Due to this open die forging process, weights can run from a single pound to over 400,000 pounds. Okay, like that we have to done by using this process. Variety of sizes can be done. Next, variety of shapes. Next, metallurgical spectrum. Okay, forgings can produce from literally all ferrous and non-ferrous metals can be done. Next, material savings. By using this forging process, we can save the material. Next, machining economics. Okay, forging can yield machining lead time and tool life. Due to this, what happened, the cost for product will be reduced, and time consumption for making the workpiece will be reduced. All these consideration, the machine economics will be increased. Next, reduce rejection rules. Next, production efficiencies. These are the different application and advantages of forging process. Next, coming to limitations of forging. The forged parts often need to be machined before use. Okay. Next, tooling for complicated geometry may be expensive and require multiple passes on the same workpiece. Okay, it is the one of the limitation. Next, the rapid oxidation of the metal surface at high temperature. Due to this, what happened, scaling with wear the dies. Okay. Next, initial cost of the dies and maintenance cost is high. Okay. Next, coming to application of forging process, like crankshafts, connecting rods for engines, turbine discs, gears, wheels, bolts, bolt heads, hand tools. Next, many type of structural components for machinery and transport equipment can be manufactured by using this forging process. Okay, it is about forging process. Okay, in next class we will discuss about sheet metal working process. Okay, thank you.